Hello everyone, this is Russell Carlin, and this is my week 1 overview video. For this week we were just doing gameplay, game usability heuristics, and yeah, so the two games I picked were Champs Battlegrounds, which is a strategy, kind of looks like that. Here you kind of just have units sort of like a turn-based, but also kind of real-time. It's semi-real-time. And the other one is Words with Friends, which, yes, I have not played too much of. It is similar to Scrabble, so it's not too, foreign to me, but yeah, that's just a, word game here. So the first one we are going to do is Champs Battlegrounds. For this one, had a few points here I like to go over. The first one being making everything kind of consistent in the game. As you can see here, yeah. As you can see, kind of cosmetic things. I've been to kind of details. The fireball is green. It's not green in game at all. I never see it ever green. So it's like, why did you have the icon green? And also, everyone has a kind of a general logo for just your regular attack, a regular icon here. It's just the swords. They might want to be changing those so you kind of have a better idea of what the spell is. Like this apprentice person here kind of shoots a fireball off their staff, or something like that. So it's like, well, why is there swords there? So, and also I didn't have a screenshot here, I forgot to take one, but on the victory screen it has a bunch of like guns and rocket launchers and all this stuff, like all these like firearms and everything, which that's not in the game, what I've seen. It's more of like a fantasy, sword and board with spells and all that kind of stuff, and it, the whole guns and all this kind of like heavy weaponry is sort of a different theme. So it kind of it veers away from what it should be, keeping everything kind of consistent, and it's just a cosmetic thing. So the second one is having the login. The login by default, the opening page here, splash screen, whatever you want to call it, is to create an account, which is kind of strange because usually it's just the login, and then at the bottom, like right here, it would say I don't have an account, or I need to make a new account, or something of that sort. Well, this one is swapped. By default, you create an account, and even after you make the account and you log in again, it still says create an account here. I actually went to put my password and stuff in because I'm used to always having the username and password there, and it was like, oh, that's already taken. I'm like, oh, okay, oh, I have to click that button and then log in. So it's kind of a nuisance, and you definitely should have that switched around. So alright, and the next one is basic tooltips on the skills. Wrong one. Basic tooltips, the little tooltips here, just to show what's going on, because you do have to click them, which brings me to another point. You have to click these to get them to see what they do, and then it kind of goes into the, okay, I'm using the spell now. Well, you know what it is, but maybe you hit the healing button. You don't necessarily want to heal because everyone's full health. So then you go to cancel and you click here and everywhere, and it's like, okay, it's not doing anything. Or it will heal someone randomly, or it will give you an error, like it'll say, oh, you have to click an ally, or you have to, that person's full health. And the cancel button's way up here where your hand is more likely going to be, or at least kind of you're not going to see it clearly, and it's just kind of difficult to cancel any kind of ability, but you have to go into the ability to actually see what it does. And they don't really tell you anything about it, so it's kind of awkward. Alright, and that was for both of these. Basically, that was have a cancel button in a better area, or have a better out of area tap canceling. Alright, and the next one here is the logout button. Is when you go into the settings, it has your stuff here. The logout button is right where you would expect a OK or a save settings or a close button would be. This is where you would expect to click to get rid of this to save your settings. Well, it's actually a logout button, and this one also goes with another point down here. It does not prompt you when it logs you out. You click that button, it goes directly to logout. You're out of the game now. Well, not out of the full game, but you're out of your champion selection, army, whatever you want to call it. So it's kind of just not how it should be. It's weird. It's like, okay, well, they should have this out of the way where it's kind of back here where you don't. That's not the main feature of this. The settings page. You don't want this to be your, okay, I go here if I want to log out. You want that to be out of the way, and when you click it, you want it to say, are you sure you want to log out? Don't you want to play some more, sort of thing. So that's, like I said, just weird. So, and the total score here for this is just 11, so it's not too bad. There are 2 points here that's kind of like, you shouldn't put the logout button there, and you definitely should prompt. So those are kind of a little more serious issues. Other ones are, a lot of them are cosmetic, and then of course the minor one, which is just the cancel button, having it an easier way to cancel spells, is the usability of that. And but overall, not too bad. It's basically saying, 11 points is just basically, there are a few points here that you need to, attend to. So, moving on to words with friends. This one is a little shorter. First one being having a button to view the stats page. And I'll show you exactly what I mean here. As soon as I can find my pictures. There they are. This is the stats page. I was just kind of hopping around between the different menus and different options, and I got to this page, and I was looking around, and I was thinking, well, I have not played 220 games, and definitely don't have all this stuff going on here. I've only played a handful of games, so what the heck is going on? And I didn't realize this is an example. This is what you would see when you purchase this feature. They definitely should have a kind of a pop-up saying, "Hey, this is a you have to purchase this feature. Would you like to purchase it?" And here's a button to go to an example to kind of see what you get, so you can decide if you want to buy this feature or not. It shouldn't just throw you straight into the example, because it can get kind of confusing, like I was for a couple of minutes there. I was just like, what? I was like I said, very confused. So you definitely should have kind of a pop-up there. The next part is allow pieces to be swapped. This is a kind of a big feature that I would assume would be just kind of a general, like a no-brainer. Say I had Pi here, and I had P, and I was like, oh, well, this is more points if I put Pi. You drag the P here and drop it on the T. Well, it doesn't swap them. The T doesn't go into your tray, and then P is here for Pi. It puts it in a random location around that piece. So it went up in this occasion, but it should swap. That's, like I said, kind of a no-brainer there. That's this basic feature that you would expect, and that's why I did that. I dragged it on here and was like, oh, okay, well, I guess I have to drag this back down and then move this one in position. So a little awkward, a little just it could be better. So next point, having the ability to log out. Yeah, that's something that should happen. I couldn't log out. I have no idea how to log out and switch accounts or do anything. You can log out of your Facebook account. Normally there's a little button here that says log out. I clicked that thinking, oh, well, that's how I log out. Well, all of my games stayed here. As you can see, all my games were still here. Everything was exactly the same as it was before I logged out of Facebook, so it was like, okay, what's going on here? I don't think there is a way to log out, and that's something that should probably be there. So the last one is the ads are a bit obnoxious. I know this is a free app and all, so they have to have some kind of revenue coming in, but they have these little tiny buttons to X out of, close this out, which is probably, on purpose so that you don't click it, or you fat finger it like I do half the time, and then you actually go into whatever the advertisement is. So you miss the button, and then it opens up, whatever, the web page, or the app store or whatever, and it doesn't even kind of give you like a, hey, you're about to go here, are you sure you want to do that? It's just straight to it, and it's really annoying, especially since some of the ads don't even have an X for like 10 seconds. You kind of sit there and have to look at the screen and go, okay, do for 15 seconds, and then finally a little button there comes up, and then you fat finger it and you go to another app, and it's obnoxious. So that's definitely something that should be kind of improved. Like I said, they probably did it on purpose just because of the ad, but it is annoying. So, and for this one, the total score is 6, which is very good. There's really no usability issues that are major. I mean, there are some that are kind of it's starting to get kind of important, but it's not completely game breaking. It's not going to ruin your whole experience and make you throw your iPad across the room. So pretty good. So that is all for this week, and I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next week.